Hello and welcome to Midlands Today, the headlines tonight. After weeks of scandal, the West Midlands inspires a Windrush celebration with a new collection of stamps.
When we reflect back on how people used to communicate, it used to be by letter writing, and the stamps seemed the most appropriate thing to do.
When you're strong, I'll be your friend.
And by royal invitation, the choir made up of people with disabilities preparing to sing in Windsor for the wedding.
And I've been meeting the volunteers who've turned this former urban wasteland into a wildlife haven. But will it be gardening weather for you this weekend? Find out with me a little later.
After weeks of scandal, threats of deportation and a Home Secretary resignation, tonight we have a story which celebrates the Windrush story. 70 years ago, the ship the Empire Windrush arrived from the West Indies, bringing workers from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago and other islands as a response to Britain's post-war labour shortages. Today, a new set of special edition stamps inspired by the West Midlands Caribbean community has been unveiled to commemorate their contribution to British life. Sarah Bishop reports.
They'd come from Kingston in Jamaica in 1948 on board the Empire Windrush, the first of a generation of West Indian immigrants. Soon after, 12-year-old Colin Lawson made the 17-day journey all alone.
I was on my way, and it was, the excitement stopped because the ship started to rock and roll. I went to find my cabin, which was a room containing 20 other Jamaicans, all men. Of course, I was the only boy.
He was to be reunited with his mum and dad, who'd settled here in 1952. Only they hadn't received news of his arrival, and Colin had to be scooped up by social services until a telegram could be sent. He wasn't the only child to find himself all alone in a strange land.
When Caribbean people emerged to Britain on the British
The story
ship.
lives on. An activity book and limited edition stamps are among things commissioned by Birmingham-based group the Kingsway Project to commemorate the 70th anniversary.
The parents came first, the children were left back in the Caribbean. The main way of communicating was through letters. And it wasn't like nowadays where letters would arrive the next day, a couple of days later. You're talking weeks.
Colin went on to have 2 boys of his own. He did 12 years in the RAF and now runs his own business in the Black Country. He's proud of his achievements. But has the recent Home Office scandal in any way marred relations with what he calls the motherland?
We're very forgiving, and no, not really, as long as it's put right, okay? As long as compensation and people can, this injustice can be put right, I think all will be well.
Political failings aside then, it seems the ties that bind the Caribbean Commonwealth with the UK are as strong as the resolve of those early immigrants. Sarah Bishop, BBC Midlands Today in Birmingham.